and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Najiyah binti Murad.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Zuriatul Hayati binti Zakaria.
Hi, my name is Nur Syafika Nabila binti Cik Ruzumain.
The corn harvester, a machine used to harvest and prepare corn for storage. The first corn harvesting equipment such as horse drawn sled cutter split the stalk at the crown. The stalks were bound into shocks for drying, and subsequent harvesting, husking and shelling were all done by hand. The automated picker separates the kernels from the stalk, leaving only the grain and cobs. For the history, the Gleaner Harvester Combined Corporation created the first automated corn harvester in 1930. Researchers believe tribes in Central America invented corn at least 7,000 years ago. Corn refers to any cereal crop outside the North Africa, America, Australia and New Zealand. Maize is the more official and widely accepted word for the corn. For the machine specification, we use corn harvester model 4YZ3A, which has 150 horsepower of power rating. We purchased this for 80,636 ringgit with 0.4 hectare per hour of machine capacity. The salvage value is 10% from the machine price, which result to 8,063 ringgit and 60 cents. This machine has 10 years of ownership life and 500 hours of estimated annual use per hour. Also, the interest rate is 10% from the remaining value.
As you can see, the slides about costing, I will tell you how we get the depreciation, interest, tax and insurance, and last but not least is shelter for the cost per year, per hour and per hectare. Okay, for information, I want to tell you that for the cost per hour that we get, we divide the total we calculate for the cost per year and divide them with 50 hundredths hours, which it is our tractor estimate annual rate. And for the cost per hectare, how we get it? We calculate the cost per year for every depreciation, interest, tax and insurance and shelter. After we get the number of them, we divide them by 200 hectare per hour that we get it from our machine capacity 0.4 hectare per hour times 50 hours. Now let me tell you how we get depreciation cost per year for our tractor. The first one is purchase price minus salvage value and divide by age. So we get 7,257 and 30 ringgit. For the cost per hour, we get 40 ringgit and 51 cent, and cost per hectare we get 36 ringgit and 29 cent. That's how we calculate for interest. The interest we decide for the outdated is 10%, and the formula is purchase price plus average value and divide by 2 and times by 10%, and we get 44,349 and 50 cent. While cost per hour we get 8 ringgit and 57. For the cost per hectare we get 22 ringgit and 70 cent. Let's move on to tax, insurance and shelter. As you can see, the cost per year, per hour and the per hectare for tax, insurance and shelter are the same because we decide for them is 1%. So the formula is 1% from purchase price, and the total of the cost per year, per hour, per hectare are the same. Okay, the last one is total fixed cost. Total cost per year we get it is 13,304 ringgit and 97. For the hour we get 26 ringgit and 60 cent. And lastly, per hectare we get it 66 ringgit and 54 cent. Okay, now let's move on to corn harvester for the repair and maintenance for cost per year. How we calculate it? For the repair and maintenance, we decide for 5% and times by purchase price, and we get for the cost per year is 4,031 ringgit and 80 cent, and cost per hour we get RM8.06. For the cost per hectare is RM20.60. The cost fuel for our tractor corn harvester, how we calculate for the cost per year. So the fuel cost is RM30 per hour. So we just times 30 by 50 hours, so we get 50,000 cost per year for full cost, and cost per hour we get RM8.06, and the cost per hectare is RM75. Next, we move on to lubrication. Lubrication cost of our tractor corn harvester is RM100 per litre. So how we calculate to get the cost per year is 50/100, the annual use rate of our tractor, and times by 5% and times by RM100 per litre. Cost per hour for lubrication is RM5, and cost per hectare is RM12.50. Lastly, labor cost. How we calculate labor cost? For information, labor cost is RM50 per hour. So how we get cost per year is we times RM50 by 500 hours, and we get RM25,000. For the cost per hour is we get RM50. And lastly, cost per hectare we got RM125. So the total variable cost for cost per year is RM46,531.80. For the cost per hour is RM93.06, and the lastly cost per hectare is RM232.60.
For the price, humans adapt and modify the environment to sustain their needs and meet their goals, such as clearing land for agriculture, creating dams for storing and diverting water, and more. Next, for the environment can affect us in many ways. Pollution sway our decision to stay in certain place, like climate change may affect disease pattern and prompt us. To sum up, our civilization has mostly become dependent on technology. So, technology works to meet the shifting demand of society as it advances. Tractor is an example of how we employ technology. Tractor can be used for moving materials and personal transportation, in addition to pulling a range of farm implements for plough, plant, cultivate, fertilize, and harvest crop. Also, the amount of food required to feed the world could not to be reproduced without tractor. Furthermore, it increases the utility of product and services and can contribute to value creation. It benefits us in several ways and makes any task easier. Tractor boosts productivity and efficiency while saving a significant amount of time. We are able to finish large operations faster. Everything in the world today is automated, and this tractor helps to save a lot of time by automating tasks that are impossible for humans to complete. So that's all from us. Assalamualaikum and thank you.